I'm pleased to welcome Bruce Croxon, founder of Round13 Capital, to SmallCapPower. Bruce, you just interviewed Edward Snowden. He's been called a whistleblower, hero, patriot, traitor. How was it like interviewing him for you?
You know what, I really enjoy personally being on the other side of the microphone asking the questions like you do for a living. So for me it was a thrill. I mean, I had to prep for it. I knew his story, but I didn't know it well enough to ask some of the questions that I ended up asking. And I found it fascinating getting to know the journey that he's been on. You either come down supporting him or not supporting him, or somewhere in the middle, but whatever way you cut it, it was very thought-provoking for me.
Right.
I hope it was for the audience as well.
For sure. Now, one of the great questions you asked was all about how can we protect ourselves? What has he suggested for us?
Well, he's basically, I think what he basically said is, you can do the basics, but at the end of the day, if they want in, they're going to get in. They being the NSA or the powers to be, or the alliance of the Five Eyes between the five countries that are, intent on getting at our information. So I don't think there's any big technology breakthrough on the horizon to keep us safe. I think what he's advocating is conversation to hold people accountable so that they're not allowed to do that.
Right. And you also talked to him about what led him to leak or to talk to journalists about classified information from the NSA. How did he put it in his own words?
Well, he didn't want it to be about him, and he also didn't want to be responsible for any bias on the type of information that he let out. He wanted it to be completely objective, and therefore he put the decision on what was to be released in the hands of objective people, and they made the decision. So he completely divorced himself from the type of information that got released. He delivered a massive amount of it and then left it up to them.
So is he safe? You asked him that. What do you think his state is like now?
Well, as of today, 5 hours ago, it just got announced that his visa, I guess, it got extended, right? So he's allowed to hang out in Russia a while longer. Whether that makes him safe or whether Putin wakes up one day and decides that he's no longer welcome, I guess we'll stay tuned and see.
Very good. Now, changing gears, he also talked about BlackBerry versus Apple, how they're different with privacy. Yeah. So can you just go over some points from that?
Well, I heard the same thing you did. I mean, Apple took a stand, right? And they said, look, I couldn't get into our phones even if I wanted to, and I'm not going to try. What he seemed to be saying was that BlackBerry is far more transparent in their allowing access to their data. And I remember on the Disruptors talking about this with Amber and said, look, BlackBerry's built a brand as a very secure device. To me, in the midst of all of this discussion around surveillance and privacy, it would be a heck of an opportunity for BlackBerry to step up and say, you know what, we're not going to automatically cooperate with everybody that wants access to your information. And we're going to challenge that, but they haven't done that. To me, it's a missed opportunity.
Thank you, Bruce, for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
For more coverage of Cantech 17, check out our videos on smallcappower.com.